What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sip and Dip with Chelsea. During today's video, I am going to chat with y'all about dip kit essentials. So this is going to be from prepping your nails all the way to removal. I realized I have not done a video like this and I think it's long overdue. So this is basically all of the tools and items that you would need to get started with doing dip powder nails at home. So the first thing we have to do is protect our workspace area. So what I mean by that is where you plan to sit down and do your nails, whether that be your desk or your kitchen table. So right here I have an inexpensive, affordable towel from Walmart. Any towel will do, but this is going to help protect your workspace area from acetone, from dip powder, and all of those other things that could possibly ruin your furniture. And it's very inexpensive. You can just shake it out when you're done and throw it in the washer machine. Another option is a silicone mat. So this is from Revel. I've seen Sparkle & Co. also sells them. There's lots of different ways for you to protect where you plan to do your nails, including something as simple as just a roll of paper towels. So now that our workspace is prepped, let's talk about prepping our natural nails. So a must-have tool is going to be a cuticle pusher, and there's lots of different types of ones out there. This one here is a metal cuticle pusher. There's wooden ones, there's glass ones. Just so long as you get a tool that you can use to push back your cuticles, that will be an absolute must for you to have in your dip kit essentials. Many of y'all know that this is the one that I rave about and love and use all the time, which is a glass cuticle pusher. They're very gentle yet extremely effective, and I cannot say enough amazing things about how much they can actually remove off of your nail plate. So if you're in the market for buying a new cuticle pusher, definitely give this type a try. So next up is going to be a nail file. So you will need a nail file to shape your natural nails. I also prefer glass for this step as well because it's very gentle on your natural nails, but you can absolutely use an emery board file for this step. So the higher the number, the finer the grit. So when you're looking for a nail file for your natural nails, make sure it is a really high number, such as 200 or even higher, so that it's gentle for your natural nails. So in finding out what works best for your particular prep routine, you may end up finding that you will need a buffing block to remove the shine off of your natural nail. So this is the type of buffing block that I love. It comes in a pack on Amazon. Everything I'm talking about during this video will be linked down below, but I love this one because it actually does have some grit to it instead of it being too smooth, which I will talk about later in this video. So next up is dehydrators. So as you can see, I have two different companies here. Dipwell's is called a Bond, Sparkle & Co.'s is called a pH Prep, but they are basically nail dehydrators. So whenever you can find one of these, whether that be with that specific company that you're buying from or at Sally's, there's lots of different dehydrators out there. But what this product is going to do is cleanse your nail from any oil or anything left over on your nail plate that could cause a lifting issue. All right, so now our nails are prepped and we can start the dip powder application process. So as you can see here, these are just 3 of the companies that I have on hand. There are a lot of different companies out there, lots of different brand liquids. So it is going to depend on your personal preference, on what you like, whether that be a thin consistency, slow dry time, and of course what your budget is. So most dip powder liquid systems have 3 steps. So this is the step 1. This is your base liquid. All of them are going to have different names for this step, but it's basically the glue. The second liquid is called activator or solidify, whatever the brand calls it. This is what hardens the dip powder. And then the last one is sealer. So this is the top coat. So when you're looking to buy your dip powder liquids, this is typically the 3 liquids that you will get. So just like dip powder liquids, there are also an endless supply of dip powder companies out there, which is great for us because that gives us so many color options, and whatever you have as your budget or what's important to you, whether that be shopping small, buying it on Amazon, there are so many places to pick from. So right here, I grabbed Revel. This was one of the first companies that I ever bought from when I started doing dip powder. They have so many colors, lots of colors. They also sell other tools that you need to get started. They sell liquids. So this is a really great place to start if you are a beginner. Next up is Sparkle & Co. This is also a larger business, but they have a lot of beautiful and unique colors. They also offer a subscription service. They sell tools on their website. Another great shop to look at if you want an all-in-one stop shop. So here are two small businesses that I love to support. It is Vivid Glam Co. and Manny Boss. Their colors are gorgeous. I love that they sell them in smaller options as well, so you can get more colors for less money. And of course, the product quality is amazing. The customer service is great. That's the type of thing that you get when you support a small shop. And we can't forget one of my favorite affordable Amazon finds, which is Beetle's dip powder. I was blown away when I tried their kit. They have the full-size liquids. They also come with several color options, a nail file, a dusting brush, so much at a great affordable find. So definitely check that out if budget is really important to you, but you don't want to sacrifice quality. So although you don't have to have clear dip powder, I definitely highly suggest it. So basically this would serve as a layer of protection on top of your dip powder color or your dip powder glitters so that you don't over file, shape, or buff and remove any color pigment. As you can see here, I do have 3 different brands. They all have their own name for it, but whatever you can find as a clear dip powder from any brand will work. You can absolutely interchange these. So any kind of dip powder that you have that is clear will work great as a layer of protection. So this is another not necessary, but I definitely suggest to have on hand, and it's a toothpick. So what I like to do with a toothpick is after each layer of dip powder, I run this along my cuticle area while the liquid is still wet, just to give me a nice crisp, clean line, and of course make sure that I don't have any product on my skin. Another comparable option would be a precision tool. A lot of small businesses sell them. This one is from Amazon, and this serves as the same thing, which is just to remove any product that could be around your cuticle area. All right, so now we've got dip powder on our nails. So what do we do to get it off? We need a brush. So whether that be this big fluffy dusting brush, a makeup brush, anything that you can find to dust the dip powder off. My personal preference is a stiff scrub brush because it removes a lot more excess powder, which not only creates more natural thin layers, but it also helps prevent contamination of your dip powder liquids. Another comparable and affordable option would be something as simple as a toothbrush. So even a toothbrush would work to just dust off the excess powder. So now it's time to talk about filing and shaping your nails. So this is after dip powder is on them. It's not your natural nails, it's on top of the dip powder. So the first thing I want to chat about are the buffing blocks. Like I mentioned earlier, these are the type of buffing blocks that you usually find at Walmart or somewhere local. They're not really a whole lot of grit. They're really, really smooth. So if you purchase something like this, it may not be enough of a grit to file and buff through the dip powder product. So this is my go-to buffing block. It's the one I showed y'all at the beginning of the video. You can see the difference here in just these 2 buffing blocks. One is paper smooth and the other actually has some texture to it. So I highly suggest this one. It comes in a pack on Amazon and they do have a lot of use out of them. It's not a one-time use thing, which is great, and it's a very affordable pack. So next up is about nail files. So I like to use this one. This is a Macart 100/180 grit. I get this in a pack on Amazon. I like to use the 100 grit side for the outer free edge of my nail. Again, this is after I have dip powder on it, not my natural nails. And then I use the 180 grit side to go across the entire top surface of the dip powder to make sure there's no lumps, no bumps, and everything is nice and smooth. So our nails are shaped, our top coat is dry, and now it is time to do cuticle oil. This is a must-have step for me. I know it kind of gets overlooked a lot, but it is so important after you're done doing your nails to apply cuticle oil to put that moisture back in your nails, back in your skin. And believe it or not, the science behind it is when you're rubbing around that area on your nail, you're actually encouraging your nails to grow because you're encouraging blood flow to that area. So if that's even just any more of a way to convince you to want to apply cuticle oil afterwards, I hope it works. But I love this brand. As you can see here, it just absorbs so nicely and fast into your skin. It doesn't leave a greasy feeling, and she has so many amazing scrumptious scents on her website. So a few weeks have passed and now you're ready to remove your manicure. So the first thing you're gonna need is 100% pure acetone. This is my go-to. It's the blue onyx one. It has coconut in it, lots of different oils in it. It doesn't have such a harsh acetone smell, and I also find it to be more hydrating than just the regular 100% pure acetone. You don't have to have this one, just so long as you do 100% pure acetone. It doesn't matter the brand and it doesn't matter the type. Next up will be a cotton ball. So I like to do the hot water baggie method. I do have a video on how I remove my dip powder already up on my channel if you want to watch, but you'll basically be rubbing your nail against the cotton ball. So that will remove the dip powder along with having your hands in the acetone. So an optional step during removal would be to use the 100 grit side of your nail file to cut down through that top coat and the bulk of the dip powder, because it can make removal faster, especially if you're taking off chunky glitters. So I felt like this little gadget deserved an honorable mention, and although this is not necessary at all, I just love it. I love gifting them to my girlfriends. This is a desk vacuum. So basically I use this little handy dandy gadget to vacuum up any excess dip powder that may fall or just get all over my desk. So while you do not have to have this, I just wanted to mention it because it's so cute. They come in lots of different colors. It's teeny tiny and it just helps keep things clean. So last but certainly not least are swatch sticks. This is another you do not have to have at all, but I did want to mention it because I just love having them on hand. So basically a lot of people use swatch sticks to organize their colors. So once they buy new dip powder colors, they swatch them out on these so they can see what the color truly looks like and so that they know what they have on hand. I also love having swatches to practice on. So if you've ever wanted to do a design, maybe French manicure or ombre, or you just kind of want to see how colors will look together, this is a really great way to do that without committing to doing it on your nails first. So I made these graphics so you can take a screenshot, so if you want to refer back to all of the items that I talked about. So I know I just threw a ton of information at you, but I wanted to make sure I had a one-stop shop of a video of everything you need from beginning to end. And I would love, and I'd be so grateful if my experienced dippers watching, please comment down below what is an essential in your dip kit. What is something that you just have to have or you would really suggest for a new dipper to have? I think that would be so fun to read through those, and of course so helpful for others who are just starting out. Thank y'all so much for coming and hanging out with me today. Cheers to many more beautiful manicures.